Alright, welcome folks. Darth Plagueis the Wise. Darth Plagueis the Perv. Darth Plagueis the Squatter. Yoda the Moron. Yoda the Blind. Yoda the Ignorant. New names. New names for classic Star Wars characters that the Acolyte has butt-fucked to oblivion. But the showrunner is here to explain to us why she put these cameos in, what it means, and some other crap, I guess. Let's take a look, shall we? Hit subscribe if you're new here. Do turn those bell notifications on. Star Wars is dead. Star Wars is dead. Anakin was not... Anakin, no. Darth Plagueis, nah. Lesbo Space Witches. They did it. They're the ones that Darth Plagueis learnt all of this stuff from. Can't wait. Also, we'll take a look, by the way, but Leslie Headland also ships Manny Jacinto Khmer off with Osha. Pretty lame. But anyway, let's take a look, shall we? Hit subscribe if you're new, guys. Turn those bell notifications on. So, like I said, she's come out and gave an interview with IndieWire. Absolutely ridiculous. So... it says here about, you know, Darth Plagueis, whether it's Khmer's master and all this other kind of crap. I mean, look, it explains it. So, the Acolyte Showrunner, Leslie the Forehead Headland, says Plagueis was always in the finale, in every version. So, it was always the intention to completely butcher that character, was it? Fantastic. There was a version where he was the button of the finale instead of Yoda. You want to feel Osha's triumph. You want to feel her joining forces with the stranger. Plagueis stepped on that moment. Right, so you just had him just creep around a corner from the cave they were just in. Also, why is he creeping? They're on a ship flying away. Why is he creeping? Or even if they weren't, and they were just walking towards the ship, I doubt anyone's going to be able to see him. He's in a shadow. So why is he creeping? God. So apparently he initially stepped on their moment together, allegedly. Ridiculous. It says this: I was okay with having the cameo come so early if it meant I could wrap up these characters in a way that their final shot was not a and he's pulling the strings the whole time feeling. But he was, wasn't he? And somehow Plagueis returned. So as for what Plagueis, a character who has only been mentioned in Revenge of the Sith in current canon, brings to the table, Headland said, and quote, even though Osha and the stranger are standing there, sort of looking out at the sunset, ready to conquer the world, the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise, is we know they don't. We know there can be only two. Right. We know Plagueis is there. We know that these two characters are doomed in some way. So to me, it's a bittersweet tragedy. This foreboding ending. But that's because I know about the Sith lineage. Fuck off. And all these other things. Oh yes, Leslie, is that why your head's so massive? Because it's just trying to contain the epic amount of Star Wars knowledge that you've consumed across your lifespan. Piss off. Whereas I think a different subset of the audience can be like, they're married. What? What you on about? Who's married? Osha and Khmer? What? Yeah, of course there's a bunch of people that are doing that. You've seen them online, haven't you? You dirty, dirty, dirty sket. Anyway, so talking about designing the live-action Plagueis and where things stand with the Sith, Headland added, obviously the species has been determined. Oh, at least you gave him that. If not by Star Wars canon, then by legends. And definitely by headcanon for everybody. So, yeah, but no one's headcanon was he creeping around like a little golem in a cave. So when we were designing him and talking about his appearance, it was a lot of Crimson Peak and Guillermo del Toro. They're not running the First Order. They're not running the Empire. They're not the Chancellor of the Senate. They're hiding out. Yes, we got that. In a fucking cave. The Sith in this time are fighting for survival. Isn't it just so lame? Isn't it so lame? And then we got this. The Acolyte Manny Jacinto addresses review bombing and possible Season 2 plans for him and Osha and bloody Darth Plagueis. So, yeah, what did he say as well? So he said he had mixed feelings all around. He told GQ when they asked what it's been like to share the Acolyte with the world. There's a lot of love, which is great. But when somebody doesn't like it, it's that one comment that kind of just gets you a little bit. You know what's surprising about that is, like, in fairness, he is one of the good things about this show. Like, he's a good actor. You know, him and Lee Jung-jae, they're great actors. They're really, really good actors. They carry the bloody show. So I don't think anyone said anything negative about him. So asked about some of the negativity that surrounded the show since it launched, Jacinto added, "It's a cycle with everything that's come out since the original trilogy. There's always a very passionate group that doesn't like change, that wants that same feeling that they have experienced when they were kids. Only now they've grown up and their taste has matured and they're more critical about art or the world. And then they are just more precious about the things that they experienced when they were younger." You know, he's actually handling this question with a lot of grace. Like, well done. He's doing really well with this. He later point out how the discourse surrounding the Star Wars prequel trilogy has changed, which is very, very true. Like, genuinely true. So he says, looking at it through that lens is really helpful. And it sucks that sometimes you have to wait 10, 20, 30 years to get your flowers. But the fact that a lot of people are enjoying it right now, I think that's all I can focus on right now. It might just take some time to get other people on board. But at the end of the day, I'm so proud of what we made. He was never going to... Like, at least he's not slamming people. You know, at least he's going, yeah, I get it. This is, you know, people are precious about stuff. Like, is a good comment. Anyway, so elsewhere in the interview, Jacinto was asked for his thoughts on the backlash, which surrounded his Top Gun Maverick role, which was cut. I don't really care too much about this, to be fair. But anyway, talking about the Acolyte in Season 2, and whether the Stranger and Osha will be the central focus, says, in the fan art I've seen, there's a good amount that implies something between Osha and the Stranger. That's something that people, I think, have been yearning for in this genre, or at least in this IP. And I love that people are honing in on that, and encouraging it. So I think people can look forward to more of that, possibly. If people want it, we can explore that subsequent season. God, I hope... No, actually, I hope so. Renew the Acolyte, because then I can hopefully buy a TA23 Toyota Celica. That'd be great. Anyway, love to hear your thoughts. Darth Plagueis the perv? What do you reckon? I reckon we get that trending. Darth Plagueis the perv. Hashtag Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. Anyway, leave your thoughts down below. Love to hear your thoughts. Like I said, please do hit subscribe if you're new here. And if you like what I do, support me further via Patreon. It's the first link down below. Cheers. Take care. Bye-bye now.